Freeing capacity is an underappreciated yet powerful improvement goal. I'll explain. Organizations are made up of people and equipment that perform work of all sorts, and all of that work consumes time, and time is money. It takes money to pay people and money to run equipment. When organizations are in growth mode, meaning they're receiving higher volumes of incoming requests for whatever goods or services they provide, they commonly think about hiring more people and buying more equipment. However, in lean thinking, the first consideration is the possibility that you can absorb the growth through freeing capacity, creating the means for people to do more work per hour, per day, per week, and so on. How do we do this? By reducing process time, which is the time it takes to perform work if someone can work uninterrupted. Some people call it cycle time, touch time, processing time, and work time. Process time doesn't include waiting or delays, like, for example, waiting for a response or for supplies to arrive, assuming workers are able to move on to other work while they're waiting. The key to creating freed capacity is reducing process time. How do you do this? What you don't do is ask someone to work faster, especially if faster will cause errors or create safety concerns. Instead, you focus on reducing unnecessary work that has seeped into the process over time or been designed into the process by people who weren't as experienced in building efficient and effective processes. Unnecessary work is often also the more frustrating aspects of doing work, so you get a double win by eliminating it. Unnecessary work that can be reduced includes rework, which we define as adding missing information or materials that should have been supplied, correcting information or work that should have been correct to begin with, and clarifying information and requests that could have been clear to begin with. Unnecessary work also includes excessive approvals. You can reduce the need for approvals by creating clear decision criteria, rethinking levels of authority, building self-inspection into a process instead of requiring handoffs to other teams, error-proofing the work to begin with, and so on. Another type of unnecessary work that adds to process time occurs when people physically move work from one place to another. Look for ways to remove the need to move work. One of the sneakier types of unnecessary work is having people do work that doesn't need to be done at all. This includes tasks such as double data entry, because two systems don't talk with one another, running reports to track quality problems instead of spending time to solve the quality problems, inspecting work that's nearly always 100% complete and accurate, and so on. A lean thinker always questions the need for a process before diving into improving the process. There are many more ways to reduce or eliminate process time, but let's move on to calculating freed capacity. If a process step or task has historically taken 10 minutes to perform, and through improvements now only takes 5 minutes to perform, freed capacity is 5 minutes. Now a person can do double the work in the same amount of time. To calculate freed capacity over an entire process, subtract the sum of the process times for the improved process from the total process time in the original process. Multiply that difference by the number of times per year the process is performed. Select the units of measure for the annualized process time improvement that will be the easiest for people to grasp. You can apply similar thinking to freeing equipment capacity as well. What's causing equipment to sit idle when there's work waiting to be done? What's causing equipment to be used for rework instead of new customer orders? What's causing equipment to run more slowly than the manufacturer says it's capable of? Always improve processes first before deciding to spend capital on shiny new equipment. Fully leverage what you've already invested in before calling a vendor or writing a check. Last point. Seeking to free capacity is a wise goal when businesses are in growth mode. Does that mean you don't seek to free capacity if a company isn't experiencing growth? No, it does not mean that. Outstanding organizations continuously seek to free capacity in the spirit of continuous improvement. Remember that frustrating work I mentioned earlier? It's a sign of respect to create easier and less frustrating ways to perform work. It's an even stronger sign of respect to involve those who do the work in the improvement process. They are the experts in doing the work. So what do you do with this freed capacity if your organization isn't in growth mode and there's not additional work coming in to absorb? What you don't want to do is use improvement as a reason to lay off or furlough work teams. It only takes one instance where improvement leads to layoffs, and you'll never get people to willingly and energetically participate in improvement again. Instead, here are the many options for using your newfound freed capacity. I encourage you to pause the video to review this list. So there you have it, the case for freeing capacity and the path for doing so. Make this a regular part of your conversations as you streamline work and build more efficient and effective work systems. It's a powerful way to absorb more work without adding expense and pay respect to the people who provide value to your customers and support the delivery of value to your customers. We address freed capacity in several of our TKMG Academy courses. If you haven't taken a course yet, come learn with us.